Hey guys, it's Samantha from Roden Hit Kickboxing and Roden Hit Fit. Hey, today I'd like to talk to you about why you're not losing weight or you were losing weight and you've kind of plateaued. Not tracking your calories or food journaling. Maybe you're underestimating the amount of calories that you're taking in, creating a surplus instead of a calorie deficit. Not taking in enough protein, and maybe you're just not getting enough veggies. Not eating enough. You'd be very surprised. Your body goes into a starvation mode if you're not eating enough. You need to figure out what your BMR or your basal metabolic rate is. Real easy to find that. I talked about that before in another video. Go onto Google and just look for BMR calculator. Plug in all the information it wants to know. It'll tell you how much protein, how much fat, carbs, and caloric intake you should have per day. Your body is made to protect itself, so it will go into a starvation mode, and that'll slow your metabolism down. Not getting enough sleep. Ideally, we should get around 8 hours of sleep. I probably am guilty of this, but most of us don't get enough sleep, and that affects your weight loss. You're just not active enough. Remember, we burn those calories, and that aids in creating the calorie deficit to help with weight loss. You're just not drinking enough water. And I know some people really have a hard time with it. They don't like the taste, but you need to ditch the sodas and the sweet tea and all the sweet juices and sugars and things. Caffeine is really bad too, to dehydrate you. It'll diurese you, which means it'll make you pee-pee, and you're losing all that extra water intake. Now you want to have about half of your weight in ounces of water intake per day. Example, like I used before, if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to have about 100 ounces of water per day. Another little trick with water is drink about 8 to 16 ounces before every meal. It's going to help fill that stomach up. It's going to shut that signal off that goes from your stomach to your brain saying, I'm hungry to feed me. A weight loss plateau could be related to overtraining syndrome, which is you're working out, training too much. You need to rest, and I know it's hard sometimes. We need to rest and give our body some recovery time. Hey, also, sometimes we need to hit a reset button in regards to our workout. If you're a runner and you run every day and that's just what you do and you've plateaued, why don't you try adding in some resistance training, body weight exercises, or a little bit of HIIT training? Are you skipping meals? You know, some people, intermittent fasting works for them. It never did for me. I actually benefited more and the weight started falling off whenever I ate small, frequent meals. I ate 5 to 6 small, frequent meals to the day. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. It can be like a little cup of Greek yogurt and a handful of almonds. Sometimes with the intermittent fasting, you're fasting all day, you take in that food, you get a huge spike in your blood sugar, so your pancreas secretes all this insulin, and then you crash. This triggers our counter-regulatory hormones like cortisol. I know you've heard of that one. And it'll make your body pull some glucose out of your liver. It's called glycogen, to help keep that blood sugar up. Hey, so something else to look at in regards to plateauing and just not being able to lose that weight no matter what you do. Let's look at what medications you're taking on a daily basis. Are you taking antidepressant? Are you on long-term steroids? Are you on birth control? And there's some other meds too that can cause weight gain. You might want to check that out. You can Google it, of course, consult Dr. Google, which we shouldn't do that. Or you can call your pharmacist where you get your medication filled, or just simply look at that little flyer that comes with your medication. You know, you may need to make an appointment with your primary care provider and have some labs drawn. Sometimes an underactive thyroid will slow down weight loss. With weight loss and plateauing, they'll eat really well. They'll be really good Monday through Friday during their work week, and then the weekend comes and they want to go out and party with their friends, and they eat pizza and drink beer. And you know, alcohol has so many calories in it. It's to put it into perspective, alcohol has 7 calories per gram, where your protein has 4, your fats have 9, and your carbs have 7. So you see, it's up on that higher end. There really are a lot of calories in alcohol. Hey, so another reason why you might not be losing weight is because you're taking in too much salt. For example, have you eaten potato chips and woke up the next day and your fingers are swollen? Water follows salt, so it's going to make you hang on and retain that extra fluid. It's normal for our weight to fluctuate a little bit if you're one that weighs yourself every day. I think you should maybe just weigh yourself once a week or once every 2 weeks. But it's normal for us to fluctuate a little bit. And for ladies, when it's around our menstrual cycle time, you know we're going to retain all that extra fluid and it will definitely show up on the scale. And I just want you to know that you should not be using the scale as the only method of tracking your progress. So many people get caught up on it. Do things like look at pictures from a few months ago, see if you've made some progress. Does your face look a little slimmer? Do your arms look a little bit more cut? If you're gaining muscle, it's going to weigh more than the fat. So you're burning fat, but you're gaining muscle, so the scales do this number. It doesn't mean that you're not making progress though. Do your clothes fit a little bit looser? And it's just really good every couple of months to check the circumference. You can get like these little measuring tapes at Walmart for like $1 in the fabric section. You want to measure the diameter of your biceps, your forearms, your neck. Measure at the belly button all the way around. You can measure at the widest part of your hips, at your butt, all the way around, and of course at your thighs. Now, to keep an accurate landmark in regards to measuring your thighs, because you know you could measure from up here and down here and get totally different results. Take your hand and wherever your middle finger ends, let that always be your landmark for measuring the thigh. Then we can also go to the widest part of the calf and measure. Too often people become discouraged with their weight loss journey and working out, eating right. They feel like, wow, I'm doing this and I'm torturing myself with exercise and I'm not eating foods that I used to could eat that I love, and they feel like they're not making any progress, but they actually are. I just want to say, don't get discouraged, be consistent. Consistency is the key. You know, like I said before, you didn't gain all that weight overnight or over a week, 2 weeks, or a month or so, and you're not going to lose it in a few days, week, month, whatever. It's going to take some time. Don't get discouraged. I have complete confidence in you. If this fat girl could have lost 65 pounds, my friend, you can lose weight too.